Okay. Well, here we go. You're gonna hear a brief echo here while I check out what it is that I sound like on my phone. Alright, let's see how it sounds. See if it sounds any better than normal. Testing. See if it sounds any better than normal. Eh. Testing. See if it sounds any better than normal. Eh. I really think that what I'm needing is a mic. It is one directional. Is a mic. It is one directional. Is I just feel like I sound too loud. Just all kinds of stuff. So I don't know. What? Let's get started, shall we? Play a little bit of Hogwarts. We're not gonna go real long tonight, I don't think. I'm not even seeing my game. Where's my game? Okay, something weird is going on. The icon for I'm not seeing the Hogwarts Legacy. Okay. Um, something weird is going on here. I cannot launch the game. Well, no. There we go. Okay, that was weird. Nonetheless, here we go, I guess. I honestly don't even think I feel all that great. My voice sometimes sounds a little gravelly. All kinds of stuff. This game clearly is going to take forever to load. Because, you know. And I think I'm hearing my cat do something. Hold on. I guess not. I can't even find. Can't even find my great cat. Let me get my thing together. Well, hey there, kitty. There you are. Oh, hi. Let's see where I'm at and all the various what shadow of mountain, shadow of coast. I think the dragon sounds like Betty Bogo is terribly worried about you and her friend Hazel, who is a protection of her wolf. It seems Betty also visits Hazel. The forest brush her, bring her treats. She is concerned. Hazel's safety, can increase poaching peasants, and Hazel's injuries. Helpful someone. In that case, those somewhere safe to heal. I should be able to find a by right. Maverick, I hear you. that. He's in the bathroom. It's that time of night where he thinks that he should have my undivided attention. And he isn't getting
I beg your pardon, but would you mind helping out an old woman?
Is everything all right?
Oh, bless you. Oh, thank you for asking. I'm Betty. Betty Bugbrook. And no, everything is not all right. It's my dear friend Hazel. She's in trouble.
Hazel?
Yes. Oh, she's a unicorn. Known her for years. She doesn't like to leave the forest, so I visit her once a week to brush out her mane and bring her some treats. Her coat is glorious. Well, the last time I saw her, we were violently attacked by a pack of wolves. Hazel, loyal friend that she is, leapt in front to protect me, and in the process, I fear she may have been injured.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I want to help her, but she seems to have gone into hiding. Out of fear, I'd imagine. I know you Hogwarts students learn a fair bit about caring for beasts. Perhaps you could find my unicorn friend and get her somewhere safe so that she can heal.
How did you become so close with the unicorn?
It was luck, truly. I came across her when she was a little golden foal. Didn't even have a horn yet. Oh, she trusted me straight away. We'd play together for hours. Oh, I do hope she'll be all right. Unicorn hair is a valuable wand core, and I suppose losing a hair or two mightn't hurt her. But I'm terrified those poachers will want her for her blood to keep themselves alive. And that is more than I can bear to think of.
And apparently, my thing needs to charge. It's just one of those things that to me, this game just does better. It's gonna be a really short day if I can't get my freaking joystick to work. Oh, God.
I'll keep an eye out for your unicorn friend and take her to safety if I see her.
Oh, you've a good soul. I can always tell. Please, don't risk your own safety, though. I don't know precisely where she is, but I can tell you that her den is north of Hogsmeade. And although I haven't been able to brush her lately, I imagine she still has the brightest, most beautiful coat of her entire herd. Remember, you'll know her by her brilliant coat. Oh, and be warned, she's a stubborn girl.
That one. Where stop where you get the fruits. What am I not finding for the broom shop? It was sporting store. That's where I need to go. Once you go there once, and you never go there again. Stay. Actually, Googling it, it looks like I can't really do much to like study upgrade until I complete some sort of rating that I have. Mhm.
She may need some convincing.
I've always said that travel broadens the mind. Over here. I hate to see a creature get put down like that. But trolls had no business in Hogsmeade.
This is a change of pace from our last outing.
Don't remind me. The thought of that tent still makes my blood boil. I've been thinking about those poor dragons in the fighting ring. The collars they were wearing, they appeared to be goblin silver. I think a collar is precisely what we found at that poacher camp. I've never known poachers to use anything like that before.
The dragon that attacked my carriage was wearing a collar. and Professor Fig was genuinely baffled by its behavior.
That attack always did strike me as a little strange, seemingly coming out of nowhere. Surely you aren't suggesting that the collars somehow control the poor creatures?
Exactly.
Merlin, I don't think the dragon we set free was wearing a collar, but we should check. And if we can find her, we can return her egg.
And I said this, everyone see it when they come out. I said there's two fucking options. You either work within the system to try and make incremental change. It's the goal you want to see. Or it's fucking armed revolution. And I'm not ready for that. I don't think anyone wants that. I don't want it. I want to try everything I can fucking do
That's
to
a good
not
idea.
have that.
We need to see this through.
I'll start looking into it
Short
right
and
away.
sweet, he's kind of from the stance
What's
that, like,
something else that I wanted to discuss with you?
words in his mouth.
I didn't want to press
No,
you
but it's
before.
like, he's
It
kind
seems
of
I
on the
may
lines
have
of, like,
caused
what's
you
the
more
point? Whereas
trouble
you're kind of like,
Victor
it's
Rookwood.
worth trying sort of
Why is
thing.
he after you?
Yeah, well, he says it's moral. Again, not trying to, but my understanding of what his argument with me saying you should fucking vote
Rookwood
is
is working
that
with
it's
Renrock,
morally,
and Renrock is after something I found at Gringotts.
not morally
Fig had a
acceptable
port key that led us
to
there after the
participate
dragon
in the
attack.
system, because by
It's
participating
a
in the
bit of a
system,
long story, and Fig had
the
asked me to
system,
not speak
and
of it.
therefore
Goodness.
condoning
Well, that certainly helps to shed light on what we saw at the tent.
on yourself.
Don't worry, I'll guard
Okay,
your secret
I
as if
see
it were
his
my own.
argument, although
I
I
shan't
like not
press
just
for more
about
details.
you.
In fact, I should probably be going. I'd like to track that dragon down as soon as I can.
More with you on that point, because that is kind of a huge
I'll
argument.
let you know
get
when I have
into
news
with
of her
people where they're
location.
just kind of like, oh, I don't care about politics, none of that matters. And I'm just like,
Revelio.
without me getting into a huge argument about it, yes, it does matter. I know you feel like it's rigged and both options are shitty, but in my opinion, you have to pick.
Pretend I never heard the rumors of your involvement.
Evils, obviously not, both are not going to be great. You can, like, it's multifaceted as far as, like, I can see how some people just don't want to get involved and feel that it is hopeless. I don't know if that's what he's driving at, but I have a person in my Discord chat where, like, he's always like, you guys always talk about politics. And I'm like, dude, you should pay attention to politics. Like, I pay attention to politics in the United States, and I don't even fucking live in the United States, you know? Like, I don't know. Alexa's got her hand up
Oh no,
there.
I don't want to speak for Howard, but from what we know, I don't think he has a problem talking about politics. And from what I've heard, he actually is very knowledgeable when it comes to politics and taxes and money and almost everything. So I don't think that's the issue with him. I just don't know what's going on with him and Griff. But yeah, he was talking.
I agree. I agree. I would not say he doesn't want to talk about it. That's why I keep saying he's screaming at women's, because that's all he wants. That's what he says. I talk about it, and I try to move the bar by talking about it to my audience and this and that. And, like, that's fine, but it's not actually getting anything accomplished. They could one day, you know, if the audience grows or anything like that, he could. But none of us in this group have, like, massive fucking audiences. We're not streaming to thousands of people. We're streaming to tens or fives or maybe 100 people. Like, we're not going to move mountains by, you know, sitting on YouTube and talking to nobody. So I think it's worth participating in the system that does exist to try and move it. And he doesn't, which is fine. Like, I don't think it's the right way. But and I definitely agree with you. You know, like, it doesn't really matter how small of a person you are, or even if it's just a Twitter space with 7 people chit chatting. I think, you know, like, it's kind of like the butterfly effect. Like, you have slow incremental things that, like, do lead to bigger changes. You know, like, it gets the conversation going. Like, maybe we'll talk about something tonight that you'll bring up with a coworker. You know, like, there is a ripple effect to everything. Whether, like, I don't see myself as any sort of, like, anybody who's like, and nothing I'm tweeting is going to be changing much, but, like, I still like having the conversation out there. And, like, it was like an argument I had with a person before. I can't remember specifically what it was, but they were just like, oh, well, what does it matter about the details? And I'm like, because, like, yes, at the end of the day, children are dying, and that's fucking horrible. It was something along the lines of, like, gun violence. And, like, my end of the day statement was, like, nobody's in disagreement about children dying being wrong or horrible. But what I'm trying to point out to you is that this is a cherry-picked statistic that you're looking at, and it's not a fair representation of the problem. So if we're all on the same page here, we want to stop this from happening, then wouldn't it be better to actually have the correct and real information so that maybe that could be talked about in a healthy way to actually find the real solution instead of everybody fucking quoting the same wrong statistic that will not fucking fix the problem? Like if everybody's all after AR-15s because your mentality is like, well, that's what's going to solve gun violence, then why the fuck aren't you going after handguns? That's like the actual number one used weapon to kill people. So it's just, there's no logic behind what people are arguing about. So like that's just what gets me fired up on those certain topics. It's like, I get your point. We both want the same result of not having this. You guys just have a different way of coming at it. I don't feel how me pointing out that the statistic that you're using to justify your point is inaccurate dismisses from both of us having the same initial problem and wanting the same outcome at the end of the day. And it's just, I don't know, there just seems to be too many pissing. I'm not saying this is the situation between you and Howard, but a lot of the times it just seems like a pissing match where it's like both sides want the same result and are concerned about the same fucking thing. But it's just, everyone's so like tight to their little clique of like, well, I'm not giving you anything. And like, I find, like, maybe I'm being biased because I'm a conservative, but I do find on the most part, conservatives seem to be a little more bending to actually like entertain the conversation, where it's just way too many times I just deal with like crazy fucking vote blue no matter who people, where it's just like they don't want to listen to anything. Like you can show them pictures and they will always find a reason to justify why they think it is the way that they think. And it feels like a pointless conversation. And I know it's a pointless conversation, but I still feel like I need to get my point out there because as much as they may be an echo in the wind going off about bullshit, I still feel I need to do my due diligence to like be like, that's not true or that's not accurate, you know?
Well, and that's the worst part about all this, because if this was one of those like vote blue, no matter who people and all that, it's really easy to write them off, but it's not. It's fucking Howard. And the worst part about it is I fucking like Howard. I respect Howard a lot. Howard's helped me out a lot. He, without going into too much, he helped me out with the Defango situation quite a bit. As me and him, our beef ramped up, he helped me out learning to set up my streaming stuff, helping with me with my computer settings. I really fucking like the guy. And that's what makes it so goddamn frustrating is like any other fucking topic, we can have a respectful, mutual conversation back and forth. But for some reason, in this like one little space, it doesn't happen. And no matter what I say, like I can type out, like I've typed out thousands of times, like I know I'm not trying to back out of this. I'm just trying to keep the debate in like a closed format on like specific topics so it doesn't go completely off the fucking rails like it has every other fucking
Hazel
time.
must be here somewhere.
And somehow that means I'm backing out. Like it's so fucking weird and it's so goddamn frustrating. I don't know how to fucking handle it.
Yeah, no, I know Alexa can relate to this, but like we had a similar argument with like Steve like a month ago, where it's just like we were trying to have like a legitimate conversation. I think even you were part of this. Like we were trying to have like a legitimate debate. It's just like the dude just kept moving the goalposts, and it was like, well, what the fuck's the point of this conversation if you're just gonna always be like, yeah, well, yeah, but, or yeah, but, you know? So it's just like there is times where it's just like you do get yourself into like a conversation that's going to go nowhere. I still barely understand what the fuck's going on here, so like I don't want to say that that's what happens.
That's kind of my issue, like moving the goalpost thing. It's like, so when he says we debated taxes or we debated China or something like that, no, what happened was we were debating the one subject, and I made a hypothetical statement when I was trying to explain that you can reduce government, little preview, because this is definitely going to come up. A little bit of a preview is I made a statement that you can reduce the size of government without reducing the national debt. Like, people are more than dollar signs. And there's more important things than dollar signs. And my example was, if Vivek Ramaswamy somehow wins the presidency and does what he says he's going to do, and on day one ends the entire
I'm not wanting
U.S.
to kill
Department,
you.
Federal Department of Education, takes all of that funding and disperses it in a school choice program directly to the parents to give them the power to choose where their kids are going to be educated.
Revelio.
Even if it does not reduce
like
the national debt, even if it doesn't increase the GDP, it's still a win, and it's still reducing the oppression that the government state imposes on you, because it's taking the education of children out of their fucking hands. And I asked, not only that, specifically if he thought that would be a win, and his exact answer was no.
Revelio.
Really? Yeah, and I was going to say, blows my mind.
I was going to say, as much as the points that you brought up, that wasn't even really where I would argue being my top concern on the fact. It's just like, if you were to look at it from like what the United States spends on education compared to like where you guys rank educationally wise, the whole myth of like, let's just keep throwing money at the problem, it's going to fix it, is absolutely fucking ridiculous. Like, I don't remember which states it was specifically, but you got a couple states there where like people are, by like the way the tax breakdown works, they're paying like basically $27,000 per student to go into school, and you got kids in fucking Baltimore that like up to grade 12 can't even do basic fucking math. So it's like, I'm totally on board on like the, you should have like the freedom of choice of like where your tax money is going to be, like to send your kid to whichever school. Like, it does seem like an asinine way to do it. And one quick thing I want to point out as far as like what people can start doing today that I just recently learned. Even if you don't have children, you're allowed to participate in school board meetings and stuff like that. Like, if you're a taxpayer, you have every fucking right to be there. Like, a lot of people think that you can't get in there and you're like, oh, well, I don't have kids. Like, you know, all this stuff that's happening is fucking bullshit, and I wish I could do something about it, but I don't have a foot in the race. If you're paying fucking taxes, you absolutely have a fucking foot in the race. It doesn't matter if you have children in that school or did have children in that school. So you do have a little bit of, like, you know, join the other forces, whether it'll do anything. But, you know, like I said, small little increments do add up over time. And the other point is, even if you're opposed to the school board, if you're opposed to the taxes personally, you still have a right to participate, because those things are being forced onto you. And if you don't participate, you're only letting your enemies make decisions. Exactly. Plus, if nobody, like, let's say 85% of people aren't on board, but if nobody fucking shows up to the meeting to fucking push back against it, then as far as they're fucking concerned, nobody has a problem with it. So they're just going to carry on with it. Like, I feel like way too many people, like, it's kind of like when you hear like someone getting like assaulted or whatever, like in an apartment building, and everyone just stands idling by and you're like, oh, well, someone else will do something or someone else will call. Like, I feel like that happens way too much with like what your average citizen basically gives up as like their power as a citizen, being like, oh, well, I'm not going to worry about it, someone else will do it, like, what's the point? And we got way too many of those people that just don't want to fucking get involved and do anything. And the people that are getting involved and do anything, they're fucking destroying society for everybody, in my opinion. Yeah, exactly. I mean, like you said, about 85% of people disagree with it, but if they don't show up, it doesn't matter. That's exactly right. They estimate that 8% of Democrats are progressive activists. Only 8% are progressive. They get all the fucking. Yeah, they're running the fucking party because they have their own. They have the normal Democrats scared to say anything. Yeah. They have the fucking rhino Republicans scared to say anything. Where are you? And then you have a group of people, you know, the MAGA Republicans, the Libertarians, the anarchists that'll speak out against them publicly. But if your Libertarians and your anarchists are choosing to just not participate in the system because they have some fucking moral objection to it, it doesn't matter. You can fucking speak out all you want, but that 8% is still going to run shit. Yeah.
Revelio.
No, and I think that's what a lot of people forget. Like, that's like I was saying before with my buddy there, and why I always argue that I do see the importance of, like, you know, getting involved in voting. Like where I live in Canada, for example, like basically all of Western Canada, from like BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba, there's more electoral voting power in the fucking city of Toronto than there is in all of fucking Western Canada. So essentially, my vote means fucking nothing. Like it doesn't matter what the fuck I vote for anyone in my province or anyone in the other three provinces to the west. But it's just like I'm still gonna vote, even though it's kind of pointless. But that's why we're my point. There's still a point to do it,
and that's why we're a Republican. We have the electoral college. Like, is it a good system? No, it still involves an aggressive state, but it's a better system than pure majority, than pure fucking democracy, which is basically what you guys have. Is fucking
I can take Hazel back to a vivarium now.
well,
I should let Madame Bobby know she's safe.
I gotta vote for. So like, I vote for like the conservative, for like whoever's my conservative in my riding. But it's just like at the end of the day, if like sure we can win and then have a conservative here, but if there's not a lot of conservative seats in total to win like the House or however you guys put it, then they're not going to get power. But it's just, at the end of the day, you're kind of voting for two different things with one vote. So it's like if you let's say for some asinine fucking reason I wanted Trudeau to win, or sorry, I wanted to vote conservative federally for like the prime minister, but the guy who's a conservative in my area is fucking batshit crazy, and actually the liberal dude has more things going for him. Then sometimes you kind of have to indirectly throw away your vote because sure you're voting for something federally, but like if the person who's locally representing you is a fucking idiot, then it is a waste of a vote, you know. So it's kind of like a double thought you have to think of when you're voting there. Like I think it's so fucking stupid. Like why can't I vote for who's representing my area? And then who the fuck do I want to be running this place? Like, it should be two separate things, in my opinion.
Revelio.
But I don't know. That's why I don't really pay attention to Canadian politics. It feels hopeless and it's confusing and fucking stupid. I don't know. I'm sure Lady Britt would have comments to say if she wanted to chime in. Although you guys probably don't give a fuck about Canadian politics. Most Canadians don't even give a shit about Canadian politics. I think it's all important to stay on top of. There's a lot that's happening up there that they're learning from down here. I mean, how you guys... It's the other way around. I always tell you guys, it's a foreshadowing. It's a no. I mean, it's a no. But like, how you guys crushed the, like, I say you guys, but the Trudeau regime crushed the trucker protests and stuff like that. Like, they can't dream of that stuff down here. Like, even with the J6ers, like, they're not freezing bank accounts and shit. You just can't get away with that down here. But goddamn it, Trudeau didn't do it. Yeah, see, that whole fucking fiasco, especially, because I spent a lot of time, like, just at work. I would just throw it on my phone, on my laptop, on my toolbox, and just, like, watch, like, hours and hours of, like, various different people that were doing interviews. And, like, man, during the day, like, when it was kind of quieter, like, some people were, like, interviewing the truckers, and, like, fuck, it was crazy just hearing about some of these guys, where it's just, like, you know, the immigrants here from whichever country, and, like, got to hear their
blue powder.
Good thing the ministry banned underage sorcery. Can't trust the young.
Oh, will there ever be another wizard as peculiar as Uric the Oddball?
Hengist of Woodcroft certainly knew how to plan a city. Old Spouthole Spavin's been minister for so long, I don't remember who came before him.
Goblins have been running Gringotts since its bricks were laid.
We've got dark wizards these days that make Emmerich the Evil look like Uric the Oddball. Anyone can run a shop if they inherited it.
Use a few more house servants in my house.
With the way the cost of things these days, I think we take orders from them. My plan is to look Use memory to retrieve the tails and put them in the garden. I was told that if you put in a good effort, you'll reap the rewards.
could.
Did you find mine?
Madam Bugbrook, I found your unicorn friend, Hazel.
Oh, what a relief! Is she all right? Are you all right? Do you have a safe place for her to stay?
We're both fine, and I have a safe place for her at Hogwarts.
You've a kind heart, you do. I'm relieved and thankful that you'll take care of her. I shall miss my sweet pointy pony, but I know she's safer away from the poachers. Do give her a nice brushing for me, won't you? Take good care of Hazel now.
I want to go shop. See that.
Come in. Sorry if there's a smell. New batch of toad hide. Now, what sorts of beast byproducts might you be looking to acquire? I'll not mind seeing you here again. Consider yourself welcome. Now, what sorts of beast byproducts might you be looking to acquire? I'll not mind seeing you here again. Consider yourself welcome.
Buy some things that I have gotten around to buying yet.
Harry, welcome. Do let me know if I can be of any assistance at all. What can I do for you today?
Kind of think of the person that I was working with.
A wise decision. Thank you.
Oh, I don't know what.
I hope to see you again. Farewell for now.
Alright, it's looking like we've got possibly some breaking news here. So we're gonna go ahead and save this. See about something on Twitter. Not. Not. Alright, so that's a shooter reported at Georgia's amphitheater beyond Wonderland Music Festival with multiple injuries reported. Current multiple law enforcement agencies reported active shooter at the Beyond Wonderland Music Festival, the Georgia Amphitheater, Washington. Authorities say at least 5, possibly more victims have sustained gunshot injuries in the campground area. Not continue. The sentence now under custody. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that this was probably a personal dispute. It happened within the last 30 minutes or so. This was 30 minutes ago, and this was, well, Fox News reported 49 minutes ago. Let's go to that view and see what. Not. Why is it not appearing on screen? Oh my gosh, that was annoying. Okay. Amphitheaters. There's a guys take cover. So one shooter has been apprehended. There are reports multiple victims. Size number unknown. More information will be provided shortly. At approximately 8:45, and they're 3 hours behind us. Behind me. Authorities received reports of an active shooter at the North Summer Hospital, around 113 miles southeast of Seattle. Marion County Sheriff's Office issued an alert advising the Georgia theater to seek coverage and instructing them to run, hide, or fight if they come into contact with them. That's kind of all we got there. Oh, we should look at the Fetterman thing. Whose idea was to have John Fetterman introduce Joe Biden?
He is here to commit to work. And now I'm standing next to the president again, next to a collapsed bridge here. And he is here to commit to work with the governor and the delegation to make sure that we get this fixed quick, fast as well too. This is a president that is committed to infrastructure. Yeah, and then on top of that, the dual kind of a law of the inflation bill that is going to make sure that there's going to be bridges all across like this, all across America getting rebuilt. And now I'm standing next to the president again, next to a collapsed bridge here. And he is here to commit to work.
It's like, I get it. I understand that he's recovering from a stroke. But the $1 million question is can he be recovering from this stroke and still do his job? I mean, one of the things that you gotta be able to do is communicate effectively. It's just, and this greatly impacts his speech. I would have more respect for him saying, hey, I gotta recover. I gotta focus on my recovery. And just sad. Very, very sad. And I don't understand. I just don't understand. They care. I guess I do understand. They care more about power and control than they do about his ability to govern effectively. And that's really what it comes back down to is they care more about power and control than they do his ability to effectively govern. And that's just, it's awful. It's awful. Because he deserves better. And the people of Pennsylvania deserve better. And he's not going to get it from the Democratic Party, that's for sure. And honestly, I don't know that Republicans would fare any better. But oh gosh. This lady is great. Daniel, if you're the only one hearing the dog whistles, that just makes you the dog in this situation. George Soros matched the funds with the Departments of Defense in the 1990s to start funding biolabs all over the former Soviet Union, including Ukraine, which you all say we can't say because it's Russian disinformation. CARDF is funded by $5 million gift to NSF from collaborators George Soros and a $5 million matching contribution from the Department of Defense. So I can't call any Jewish man a puppet master. Then what can I call him? Because George Soros is not a friend to anyone or anything, and his shitty offspring are worse than him. Shitty people get called shitty names. Alright. Who lines your pockets, Daniel Goldman? I try to be courteous to others, treat them with the same level of kindness and consideration they give to me. Excuse me for matching your energy, but it's fair. Who's Daniel Goldman? Is he Congressman? He's Congressman, former leader of council, Trump impeachment 1.0. A USA of Sydney, proud husband and father of 5 children. Wow. I'm feeling like at this point, I might as well take it off the freaking enhancer thing. Like, what good is it? Like, my sound is just so screwed up for some reason. And I don't know what to do about it. It's just really fucking annoying. It's like, what can you do? And it's basically feeling like I can do nothing. I guess I need a new microphone. So yeah. So that's all the news on that. Um Maybe sometime tomorrow there was a woman that was accused of poisoning her husband. Her name is Corey Richens. And she decided to write a book. And I cannot find that book anywhere. It kind of disappeared. Corey Richens wrote a children's book to help her 3 sons process their father's sudden death. She said prosecutors said this week that she poisoned him with a lethal dose of fentanyl. So it was originally on Amazon, and it has disappeared from Amazon. If I could have found oh, stupid sound. If I could have found the sound, I would have. But if I had found the book, I would have read it. But I can't currently find the book. However, I did find the Xanderflu book. And shoot, what was that called again? Let me look at some of the not a while back, Jordan Vandersloot had some woman that he has a weird relationship with that helped him write a book. And it was called Just a Scarlet Whore. Yeah, Just a Scarlet Whore. And but you don't have to worry about trying to read it because I have bought it for you. I have bought the Kindle version, and sometime tomorrow we we will read it. Got it on Kindle Cloud. I don't even think I'm sharing the right tab here. Yeah, there we go. So that's that. I've got that, and I will hop on maybe tomorrow evening, and we will read it. And it's a very weird little book, very weird little book. But yeah. So until then, I may even make it a exclusive on Rumble. I may make it a Rumble exclusive. All right. And maybe eventually, I will get better connecting sound for you all. All right. Until then, remember it takes all of us working together to make the world a better place. All right. The world may be big and we may feel small, but, it takes all of us together to make the world and the universe the kind of place that we want it to be. So you matter, and you are important, and you are valued. Until then, till I see each other again, God bless.